everyone, Tina here. I hope your day is going wonderful. I'm back again to share another project with you. We're using another two Spellbinders Club kits. We have the Embossing Folder of the Month Club kit for September 2024. It's called Autumn Chevron. And then we're also going to be using the large die of the Month Club kit from Spellbinders. It's called Picture Perfect Autumn. It's got a beautiful, let me show you the barn. Look how cute the barn is in here. We're not going to use the barn today, but it is awful cute. You know, I like to do something a little bit different. I really like the tree in here, so we're going to create a background, a small scene for our card with some of the tree dies, the fence, and then for my greeting, there is a banner greeting in here that says many thanks, but I thought we would bring in the Stamp of the Month Club kit, and we're going to stamp either the hello, or I was thinking maybe you are such a blessing would go with the card. We'll see. But I know I wanted to use one of the greetings in here. I do have the dies that coordinate, so we could pop it up. But really, for today's card, if you're not a member of the Clear Stamp and Die of the Month Club kit, I think any greeting would go with this card. Okay, so let's jump in. I would say jump in and get started, but I really want to show you guys. So let's get started, shall we? We're going to do some die cutting, and there's even a sunflower in here, which is really nice. But I'm going to use the tree die. We're going to use this one and this one. We are going to use, there's two fences. We're going to use the longer fence. And then we are also going to create a wavy heel with both of these. With some green cardstock, we'll cut out the sun and a couple of clouds. So we'll start with some green ink, and just using my blending brush, I'm going to add color to the very top. I love the way the inks look when you ink up the top and then kind of just fade out. I don't know, I just love that. So I'm going to do that to both of my grassy areas. Just using the same color of ink too. Just like that. And then we are going to add a little bit of color to our treetops. Now I die cut out two trees, and then I have 3 different sets of that same foliage. Okay, so 6 in total. I thought we'd put 3 different colors. I have a yellow, orange, and a red for each one. And let me wipe this off. I don't want green on there. We'll start with the red. With the red, I'm going to use brown ink. And they'll probably be covered up, but I think the portions that aren't covered up will be peeking out. So there's the red. Brown with red, and then we have orange. I'm actually going to use red with orange. Just like that. So those are done. And then we'll put this to the side, and then we have yellow. With yellow, I'm going to be using, let's use orange with yellow. And then, you know, since we have our orange out, I'm also going to add a little ink to our sun. Okay. And that's all the inking we're going to do. Let's put these away. Clean off our work surface. This is Spellbinders spray bottles. I love these. I have one for, I originally had water in this, but I changed it from water because I've been using this to clean my stamps. I changed this and put micellar water in here. Let me show you. I picked this up from my dollar store. It was inexpensive. I think it was down the dollar aisle, but it's micellar cleansing water. It's a very gentle cleaner, and so I use this for my stamps. So I fill up some micellar water with water and put it in here, and then I clean my images, my photopolymer stamps. It works great, and I love this, and it works great for glass surfaces. And then on my other one, I have two of them. Let's chit chat a little bit. Okay, with my other one, I have alcohol, and I like to use this when I emboss my 3D embossing folders because it dries quicker. But I also use this for cleaning my glass surface, or if I use a pigment-based ink, this works for me. I'm not recommending you do that because I don't know what the right protocol is with cleaning pigment-based inks, but this works for me. But these are fabulous and it works great. I've been loving it. So if you see me spraying this, wondering what I'm spraying, it's micellar water. Okay, my tidbit for the month. Okay, we have everything done now. Let's go ahead and create our trees. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put 3 together, and however they go, they go. There's not going to be any right or wrong, and then once I'm happy with it, we'll just kind of do a little tucking with them, like so. Once I'm happy with it, I'll just glue little parts down so it's not going to go anywhere. Like so, and I'll do the same thing to this one. Okay, and we'll tack our tree trunk to our foliage. Just tack it down. And depending on where you put it, looks like you have 2 different style of trees. Okay, now I'm going to take, using my tape runner, I'm going to add some adhesive behind my lighter green. I'm going to attach it to my darker green. That my clouds, I wanted to make sure that you could see my clouds in the background, and fog is perfect for that. I'm going to attach this at the very bottom. Okay, I'm going to use a pencil now. I'm going to mark my horizon line here, and then I'm going to, since I used the tape runner, I can remove it. And then I'm going to bring in some yellow ink. Okay, I'm going to pick up some ink. I'm going to add it to the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to add some orange. I want to kind of create a sunset look. Okay, and then maybe a little bit of red, but I'm not going to add any ink, just using the ink that's on my brush. I think we should add a little red too. Okay. Okay, then I'm going to add, now I have to add more adhesive. Let's go ahead and add this. I'm actually going to scoot it up a little bit. I think that looks good. It's a perfect spot to go ahead and add my sun that's setting. We'll just add this. And then I'm going to add my clouds. Now, I'm going to end up cutting most of this off here. Okay, so I'm making sure that everything that I put here is on the left side. Now, I'm going to bring in some Portobello cardstock. And I think we're going to die cut out a piece here. I'm going to die cut out, and I'm going to use this border, and I'm going to be right back. Okay, I'm going to trim this down. Let's trim off this, and I'm hoping it will go along the curve here. And I'm going to bring in some brown ink. Let's add a little bit of dirt to our little scene. So I'll add some brown ink, and then I'm going to tack this down just so this curve is underneath our fence. Okay, so we tacked that down. Let me put this back. Now I made it to where this ended with our fence. Okay, now I'm going to take one of my trees. I'm going to add some adhesive behind it. And I want to use my tree to cover where it ends, just so it looks cohesive. We will tack this down. And this one we're going to come back to because I think I want to pop this up with a little bit of foam tape. But before we do that, I'm going to bring in a die set. The die set that I'm using is the Spellbinders Modern Ovals die set. I chose this in particular because I wanted a long, skinny window for my card. I wanted you to be able to see the embossing folder. So I'm going to take one of them. If you have a rectangle, you could use a rectangle. But I'm going to line this up where I want it to go here. And I think that's a good spot. And then I'm going to tape it down. And then I'm going to run this through my die cut machine. I wanted a scene inside this oval. And there's a lot of layers, so you might have to run it through a couple times or help it along with your scissors. We didn't actually even need that. Okay, so I'll run this through my die cut machine and I'll be right back. I did have to use a little muscle with it, I have to say, especially when it came to this section. So I definitely probably have to help it along here. I'm going to remove my tape. And you definitely have to help it along with all of those layers for sure. Okay. I don't know what it is about that, but I just love it. Okay, let's put this to the side. Now I'm going to take my embossing folder. Maybe we should create a frame with this. We'll just tack this down, and then while we're at the die cutting machine, I'm going to go ahead and emboss with my autumn chevron. And I'm just going to use white cardstock today. I want to let that frame shine. So I want to run this through, and I'll be right back. This is what our background looks like. It's gorgeous. I'm going to use my tape runner, and we're going to adhere this to the front of our card base. And we have our frame. I'm going to go ahead and frame my little scene here. Now I'm going to remove the release paper here, and I'm going to put this all the way to, well, we're going to add our little scene to the left. I just love how it just stands out. And then I'm going to take this tree here, and I'm going to add some small foam squares behind it. Now we have some dimension here. I'm going to go ahead and add this tree. I want it to look like it's popping out. And then we have our greeting. And I'm just going to go simple and put it over here. Okay, now I definitely think we need a little sparkle. Don't you just love how that's highlighted? Okay, let's bring in some gems. I'm using Spellbinders green gems. And that finishes off my card for today. Kind of love that scene. Kind of really focuses in on that scene. But this is using the Spellbinders Embossing Folder of the Month Club Kit, and also the Large Die of the Month Club Kit. Something a little different that you guys could do with that Large Die Club. you know, I like to twist things up a little bit. But thank you so much for joining me. Have a fabulous day, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.